Hello. Hello. So, we're going to try a new series on the stream called This Old Game, where it doesn't really fit into the other kind of series, I guess, of what I wanted to do in terms of games, whereas this is not going to be like a deep dive. We're not going to talk extensively about the mechanics, but we're going to kind of revisit a game from my past. Kind of the crux of my gaming legacy or gaming pedigree is PC games in the 90s. And one of the big influences for me, PC game wise, in the 90s was Master of Magic, which we'll kind of talk a little, just very briefly a bit, and then we'll play about an hour or so, kind of go through a starting game. I certainly haven't played it since then, or maybe off and on, but talk about just kind of what it did and the things that it influenced going forward. Master Magic, made by Simtex in 1994. Simtex, more popularly known for their Master of Orion series, which is now actually technically owned by Wargaming.net, which is interesting. Atari, whatever version of Atari that exists now, owns the rights to Master of Magic. And there's been some spiritual successors to Master of Magic, and we'll talk about those and maybe look at those briefly. But let's just start playing and see what we can get into here. Has a pretty cool intro, and I want to experience that.
Old man, you seek the spell of mastery.
You have come. My work has already met.
If that is the truth, then your work must stop.
Nice. Also like how the guys soldiers look like Eldar soldiers, I think, from 40K. Definitely similar kind of quasi 3D animated cutscenes that you saw in like X-Wing and TIE Fighter in the same kind of era. This version is the DOSBox version from Good Old Games, GOG.com. So it does really well, a really good job at emulating it, but there's the occasional MIDI mix up, but that happens. So we're definitely going to keep it at intro because I briefly fired this up earlier just to make sure it worked, and I made some poor choices. So everything else we're going to keep. Just at the that's fine. So Master of Magic is a single player 4X fantasy magic civ. Like it was one of the first games to mix something like Civilization with Magic, with kind of a grid based tactical fighting, and we'll see all of that. So the first step is to select our wizard, and this indicates what types of spells we have access to, and the best parallel that I can draw would be to Magic the Gathering, in that that's, I believe it's 5 colors. And they basically do what colors do in Magic. You know, white is healing and protection and soldiers, green is, you know, forest and nature and elementals, red is fire and destruction, black is decay and death, and blue is controlling and intelligence and counter spells, that kind of stuff. And I believe it follows that sort of that same scheme. Interesting though. So this game does in general a pretty good job of giving you the information you need here. I mean, I'm sure I know there was a very thick manual that came with this that would kind of help you make these decisions, like what alchemy means and what Sage Master means. But so we're feeling like gonna go Izzet, and for anyone who knows what that is, you'll know what that is. It's just a guild name in Magic for blue red. Just call myself cold today. So yeah, so there are actually not only one fantasy plane, but 2 fantasy planes. Get my camera looking down here. There's the Arcana plane, and then there's the Mirren plane. Also kind of an interesting Magic the Gathering thing that they may have unintentionally lifted later on when they did Myr, MYR, in their game. But anyway, so you get to pick, and here, so yeah, like right-clicking is where you get a lot of kind of what would now be tooltips in modern gaming to make your decisions. So this decides what race of people all your towns will create. And yeah, I am going into this just the barest of memories, so I apologize if I'm making bad decisions or not playing efficiently, but we're here just to explore this, not do very well at it. So I kind of want something that can build a lot of different stuff, like Fantastic Stables. Let's do High Elves. High Elves. I mean, really, we'll just call that Riverdale. Oh, Rivendale's fine. That's a nice name for a city. So here's our main interface, which will look pretty similar to anyone who's played any degree of Civilization. And we'll kind of go through the interface a little bit. So yeah, you have the world at large here that you can kind of click around on. Do the same on the minimap, which will expand. I think we can. Oh, that doesn't do anything. Can select different units. There's actually one of the things that really drew me to this game when I was playing it when I was younger in '94 was how much depth there was in this thing. Each of your units had stats. They had little buffs. +1 to hit. Okay. I'm guessing this is their hit points. Yeah. Spell resistance, damage resistance, range. So these guys are swordsmen, so they're up close and they have 3 attack. Okay. And they cost 1 gold, 1 bread in return. And they can't move very fast. That's cool. And then we have. That's what I did. We have Spearman, who roughly the same. I see. Okay. We accrue gold and mana each turn, and we use mana to cast spells. So you have a spell book, which is actually very interesting. That an apparently solid cloud. I'm not sure to whom is that apparent. Nagas. So you spend the mana that you accrue per turn casting these spells, which you can use to create new units. This is in addition to units that you can train in cities, and we'll look at that in a few moments. As well as improving the abilities of your units, and this will grow, because what you'll do actually is you'll research it. You'll actually be able to research different spells that you kind of work on. So in the 4X/Civ parlance, it's researching technology. You would do the same. You would research a spell that you can then cast. And like Civ, you get good overviews of all your units. You actually can accrue kind of an interesting inventory throughout all your units. I think there are actually hero characters, or you can add them to the units themselves. I forget how that works. Overview of your cities, what they're working on. Magic, which we looked at. This will be where the other wizards that you can do a very basic level of diplomacy with. And then these are just kind of... yeah, kind of your stats. So I'm earning four magic a turn, none of which is going to research right now. Spellcasting skill dictates how much mana yeah. You can channel into spells each turn. Okay. Alright, these are all just for that, okay. Okay, and then, yeah, a neat way to exchange currency for gold into PP. I'm guessing that's power? I'm not sure actually what peeps are. And there are two planes. There's this plane, and there's a second plane that you can't see initially. And then you get some cool kind of yes, right. There are hero units. You get some cool stats that you can. No, thank you. I'll make those bad decisions myself. Thank you very much. Set your tax information. Chancellor tells you what you did when. Kind of give your status to everybody else. Here's actually the apprentice. What is that? So here's all the spells that you can eventually get access to in this playthrough, and I believe this is strictly based off of the colors of your that you selected at the beginning. Right. So you're summoning. Yeah. Okay. Wait. So we'll get into that. And apologies if right. So you can also see. Yeah, so again, I mean the Civ parallels are obvious, but they definitely inform what's happening here. Different tiles. It's harder to see the tiles here, unfortunately. I don't remember if there's a way to enable those, but have different improvements or different bonuses for food and production, and they will have nodes. For example, this is. You can go here and explore ruins, you can go here and explore nodes and more production in the desert, all kinds of stuff, which is very cool. And then so your cities, let's look at our city here. So again, this will look very familiar to anyone who's played Civ. Shows you not so much, the modern Civ would show you kind of the tiles around you that you're kind of working on. But cities build food, they build production to build things and make gold and make magic. Your summoning circle is, you can have it in one city, and that's where your summon units will appear. But yeah, so what would be tooltips today are right clicks in this game. So you have to right click on everything, but it's a lot of, at the time, manuals were a given and a thing that the developers expected you to have handy. It was still very cool to be able to have access to all this information with just a click. So yeah, standard city stuff. I'm gonna let that grow a little bit, and so we're gonna send our 2 units here, and you can select them at to kind of stack. Forester. So we're gonna have them stack. I'm gonna keep them together because I don't forget. I don't know how dangerous this is. I may die instantly, but sure. Okay, they just murdered one of my guys instantly. Yeah, okay. So, maybe not. Cool. Yeah, I shouldn't explore anything. I had a similar experience with the ruins when I fired this up briefly, so okay, sure. Next turn. And then we pick the spell that we want to research. Interesting. Like Guardian Wind, that seems strong. Maybe we'll start producing. Let's try and replace our poor swordsman. And it does tell you kind of how many turns. You can't really do any sort of assigning of production or anything like you can in Civ. Just kind of wait for stuff to happen. You can certainly buy, you can certainly buy things. But luckily, there's no barbarians or anything kind of hunting you down, so you can slowly just build stuff. So we're gonna have this guy explore without going into dangerous things. Let's get back up to where we were. Okay, so Spearmen are pretty cheap. This is a what's the button for F1? Yeah, I'm not gonna go in any caves until I have some modicum of a force that I'm comfortable with. Because we get one more spearman out of them, and then maybe we'll see what we can build there. All right, so let's. We want to build classic, yeah. So yeah, there is a tech tree that's in place. Library makes sense. Sage's Guild. Don't get to see any kind of advanced information on that, but that's fine. Unrest. Oops. Let's do a library. So now we can't afford to. So maybe we should do a settler first, so we can. This will take a while. All right. Let's group up here. So can you actually allocate? Oh, you can. Okay, you can. So you can change them from. Right. So they can either be workers or farmers, and you can. So you can kind of dictate the priorities of the city. Obviously, our priorities need to be food right now. Okay, well that's unfortunate. and we'll work on that. So we can eventually get one more guy to increase production. Okay. I'm gonna wait for everybody to get together here. Okay. Let's explore as a family. Okay, cool. So now I can. What's this deal? He's a rebel. Why is. They're already getting rebellious. I don't remember what the way to counteract that, actually. It's kind of a bummer they can only move one jot per turn. Let's try that layer. At the very least, if ah, yes. So we learned a spell. What's that remind me of? It's kind of like a Legend of Zelda treasure chest opening sound. So yeah, as you research spells, you get others take their place in the things you can do. These are all aren't particularly exciting. Make them magic resistant. Yeah, let's send them in. Oh, I just found some. Okay, so they don't always have. Yeah, the sprites in that forest node are going to be trouble, so we're not going to go mess with those for now. I guess we'll go see what's in the cave. Yeah, so very basic exploration kind of happening, but. Some war boars and sure. Okay, I feel like we can handle these. They hit for 7 though. That's gross. And they have a 3 armor, so we may. So yeah, this is the combat interface. Oh, we're not doing a ton of damage to these bears. They're eating all my guys. I think these bears are gonna wipe me out. No. Okay, well, I don't know if they regenerate or not. Let's get some more men out there. It takes 14 turns, but we're gonna turn these. This is the one you can change, I guess. This part was always a little strange that you can't. Okay. Okay, I like this for combat. Ooh. So yeah, heroes are awesome. Heroes are... Yeah, absolutely. So that's a perfectly fine name. So heroes are basically just what they sound like. They're much more extended units. They have inventory slots. They're a lot harder to hurt. They gain experience. There's no real way to get them to show up other than just hoping. I think that might not necessarily be true. There might be ways to. So I'm away from that last sword man, and then we're gonna. That's a problem. everyone here? He's there. I'm just gonna wait. Wait. This guy is still rebelling. Oh yeah, we probably want to go back to working on a library. All right. And let's all go into the. So they have recovered, unfortunately. So I probably should have done this earlier. Okay, so let's give him an Eldritch Weapon. Oh, good. Pump up the jams. Didn't seem to do very much against it at all, did it? It came at great cost, but we have defeated the one warbears and found some gold. I don't think we're ready to go check out the, right, so they do heal every turn. Yeah, so this was, I'm going to talk a little bit about what this, how much this was doing in 1994 in terms of a strategy civ game. To me, anyway, and that's the only basis upon which I can draw. Obviously, with my own experience, that's the one I know the best, wrong or otherwise. This was. I can actually wait to try and get that health back. I think. Does it come back? It's with this oddly sexy. NetBSD demon here. And now we're making research. Nice, okay. I want to get some. Yes, let's get some Longbowmen. It was one of the first games to combine the elements of a game like Civ, the combat systems from, I don't know if anything in the DOS arena was doing this at that point, but kind of the Warhammer tabletop miniatures style of tactical combat with your miniatures in terms of on a grid, and they have abilities and they have moves and all the units have their own, the huge kind of variety of armor and weapons and magical resistance, and they all have their own abilities and heroes. There's just such a depth that was not really available at the time, which is why this was, and this had some faults when it launched. It had some AI problems. It was very hard, as even you can see in our initial forays. It's not intuitive that the initial areas around your starting town are going to be very hard to beat. You might lose all your units, but it had a very cool amount of depth to it, and the amount of spells, the variety of the spells, the 5 different colors of spells, the alternate plane that had its own. So it was, and there's like a level of diplomacy with the wizards, and there was just a lot going on it really took the Civ formula and added like 3 or 4 layers onto it that really hadn't been done, and it did it in a compelling way, in a way that was easy to parse. I feel like I need to get a. Oops. Actually, how much gold do I have? Screw it. Let's buy. Let's straight up buy that sawmill. He has made a level. Let's get some long women out. How's our food looking? Have them wait. We're still good. But yeah, it hadn't really been done before. And to someone like me who was really into D&D, who was really into Magic, because Magic had just this came out the same year Magic the Gathering did, and Magic was such a hot thing. It was exciting. You know, I was 14 at that point, but the ability to have this wide breadth of abilities in a card game, and then this was out, and so it was just kind of like a constant punch of magical fantasy strategy that really hadn't that space hadn't really been played with. Certainly it had been played with in stuff like Warhammer, the miniatures, which I'm almost sure it predates 94. I believe it's 80s. But having that be available in a video game, in an easy accessible card game, so yeah, it was cool. I know, I never did super great at Master of Magic. We're gonna actually wait for this bowman to come out because I believe this is it's a keep. So we're gonna wait for him. Maybe we'll. Is he also leveled up? He has. Maybe he. All right. He started as a regular. Okay. See, we'll wait for this long one. Yeah, but so it was. In addition to doing all these things for the first time, in addition to bringing these kind of genres together, it also, as I've kind of demonstrated, was, it's mouse based. That's not entirely revolutionary, but it did, like I was saying earlier, it did a very good job of giving this information to you in what would now be tooltips. They're right clicks right now, but giving you all the information all in one place, so you don't have to go through your handbook or your manual and try and find what this spell does. It's all here. Almost everything you need is here, including mechanic descriptions, which are so important in a game like this. Like, you initially look at this, sure, I can kind of infer what these 5 things do, but what exactly is armor versus resist? And they did a very good job of explaining carefully. Like 95% of the information you need is all right here in the game. And that didn't happen that often for games that had this amount of depth in 94. So it did that very well. How's Rivendell looking? Still have one guy up in arms. That's fine. We could probably change to production a little bit. No, that's a lot of bread. Wait, are these the bread makers? All right. These also look like Lemmings to me. We may play Lemmings at some point. Lemmings was a game for that. I think it was originally on the Amiga and it was on DOS, where you had little creatures that walked around blindly. But okay, so these are farmers. We want more production than farmers. Okay. It's like we can't only change. This is the only thing it's unclear is how many of these I can change, but it's fine. I'm just gonna wait out for our longwoman. Sweet. Okay. Okay. spell has been learned. Definitely a Legend of Zelda-esque music sound. Alright. This actually, I remember Disrupt being useful because when you're actually sieging other wizards, because the whole point is to, I believe the only actual victory condition, I don't recall exactly, but I believe the main victory condition is to destroy the other 4 wizards present. There might be a diplomatic or research way of doing it, but all of their areas are yeah. How much? 2 gold? We got gold. We're making more than that. Okay. We want everyone near her. Actually, doesn't know near her to give them bonuses. She can cast stuff. Absolutely. Valana, come aboard. Wizard, says Exodouche. Yes, Exo. This game is very wizard. Oops. Okay, everyone come over here. And then we're all gonna go fight this terrible thing that may or may not be in here. Oh, no one was in there. It was abandoned. Okay, that's cool. That basically just boosts up my mana reserves. That spell did not take very long to learn. Thankfully, we can click through the animation. I don't really want to go aggro right now, or disruptive. Let's make things build fly. That seems fun. All right, so we got our gang of 2 heroes, and actually, what is this? All right, long woman. Let's wait for them to. All right, so here we go. How mysterious. All right, so you go here. I'm gonna change this to. I think we want to go sage. Want to kind of go strong on the on the research as much as we can. This might be a. Yeah, it's dead end. Okay. And this is just, yeah, this is a place you would want to drop a city because it gives you boosts to. Okay. Yeah, you should come hang out with us. Excuse me, dear. Okay, so this is gonna be a test because of these goddamn nature nodes have those fairies in them and they're no fun. But all right, this is gonna be a test of our combat prowess. Yeah, see, this is the only thing that if I were to want to add something to this, it would be some sort of combat log. Just like, and the animations are so fast, it was just like, zoop, that thing died. It's like, how? But we have magic. Do you have magic? Sprites? Power of the nature node has caused your firebolt spell to fizzle. Well, shit. Well, these guys are gonna get murdered as soon as they get close enough. Am I doing anything to them? Maybe a little bit. Alright, she has a few extra moves on her turn. Just wipe them out. Does she not have a... Bard will cast. So I can't cast spells at all. That's a huge bummer. Okay. Piece of cake. We only burned a bunch of mana in the process. Nice. Gold and an immolation spell. So we just get that now. What does that do? That's expensive. Surrounds the target with a fiery aura that inflicts strength 4 magical fire type on all enemies engaged in the immolating unit in melee. Sweet. Okay. So of our party, we only lost Nothing of true value was lost. I think one of our sortie men. Actually, this. Oh, she almost died, but you know what? She did her best. She's made it. She's made a level. She has constructed a level. Why is she lagging behind? Oh yeah, I remember this being a thing where sometimes faster units would. Okay, so I think it's once I finish the Sages Guild, which I think I might buy out now just to get the settlers going on my next turn. It's time to expand. It's dedicated. Okay, 3+. Okay, use of Night Sage. Good to know if I ever need to use the Night Sage. Let's make some settlers. And are we being efficient with our... I want to see if there's a way to see the... We still haven't made contact with our other wizards yet. I think there is some level of diplomacy that you can do. I don't remember where to find out though. Oh, this is... Made that level. So also interesting that XP is not from combat experience. It is in fact from just chilling out. As they're alive longer, they just get better at their job. And that's cool. I think these have, yeah, production bonuses, okay. So we need to go... I may need some sort of boat. I appear to be on an island. So let's go down. Let's start making a Fighters Guild, I guess. We're getting towards a Fighters Guild. So is this... Okay, so it actually will tell you if there's things in there, so... Okay. And this is gold. I want to go build down here by this. Maximum pop, interesting. So it does tell you. I want to build it here though, because I think I need to. There's a way to get some sort of seafaring unit, which apparently we're going to need to escape the evil clutches of this island. Yeah, because that's. Right, so yeah, very interesting mechanic wherein no, I don't want to name it after obviously it would be Timba, like no. I don't know. It's a place. Yeah, so these actually cities don't just start as cities, they actually this is a kind of callback to the I think this is how the first Civ, the first few Civs, Civilization games did it, where it's not, you just don't make a city like that, you need to grow it into a city. So it starts off as an outpost, and it grows over time to be a full-fledged city. Yeah, we're kind of stuck here, guys. No, those the sprites are deadly. And some halberdiers. That'd be good to have a couple of those out. Although I'm not really, maybe when they come out, I'll try and take on some sprites just for a thing to do. Have them Wait, I guess. So how long is this? So this is almost a city. Rivendell's building up nicely. Still have this very rebellious high elf who's not interested in working. All right, let's gather together and see if we can take off this very dangerous sprites that just murdered one of my guys instantly. And I think magic is still not going to work here, but let's try anyway. Yeah, that's just silly. Murder, murder, murder. Yep, it can just zap my guys immediately. Yeah, this is gonna go poorly for me. Yeah, like they're just dead now. Can she even cast a spell? No spells. Like the one thing I can do in this game is cast. Okay, that hero's dead. Get the hell out of there. All right, so we're not gonna be able to deal with that goddamn. This game is hard. Just little sprites murdering my units from across field is that feels bad. Now I'm losing gold. Interesting. So I'm basically trying to figure out. All right. Yeah, let's do things that make gold at this point. How we doing, Fooble? Waiting for this, because I think I need to build a ship. Well, I hope so. She was nearly slaughtered by sprites. Can get the unrest back. Interesting. Wizards. Sure. Let's get some food going. This grew pretty quickly, but now it seems to be indicate the rest of the 10 homes required to grow to Hamlet. Okay. So we're building things pretty quickly now here in Rivendell. Yeah, let's get that unrest out of there. Because this... Nope, no, I had a guy who was upset and didn't want to get it worked out, but he's... So, yeah, we're kind of just sitting, kind of just chilling now, which is an unfortunate side effect of being on this island. I guess I could give my things flight, I think. That's how that works. Doubles the speed of all ships. So yeah, there are ships. That's right. So I did recall that correctly. Let's work on the Aura of Majesty. Can I give them flight? Okay, yeah. Let's make some. Let's make a floating island. Right. That makes sense. I made it. Wow, this thing is it's got some health on it. Alright, gang. Everyone aboard the island. No, you just chill out there. We want to get towards the Wizards Guild. That sounds like it's fun. All right, we're gonna explore the wild blue yonder. This thing is not going to suddenly go away, right? It just costs 5 to maintain. But see, like this is cool, right? Like. Exo says, why are you playing this when you could at least be playing Civ 5? Because I want to explore where those games come from, Exo. I absolutely love Civ 5. Civ 6 is good too. You know, it's important to know where these games come from, man. We gotta dig into the past. And I mean, obviously, Civ 5 and Civ 6 did not come from this. They came from the Civ series. But I am actually gonna play. I might play this stream. Just as comparison, I'm going to fire up Fallen Enchantress by Starduck, just as a quick comparison as one of the spiritual successors to it. Interestingly enough, there is a game called World of Magic, I believe it's called, that was put out 3 or 4 years ago that was actually kickstarted. I completely didn't even know about this until I did some research today about the legacy of this game. Which is intended to be a spiritual successor to this, and it seems fine. It's like mostly positive or mixed reviews on Steam. They are now a hamlet. Hooray. And they will be focusing on growth. So I do want to double check. Yes, so that was my plan worked out well in that I wanted to make a shipyard at the city by the bay. Hooray. But no, we're going to have them grow first. Yeah, World of Magic, I think it's called. Let's save, because I might, this is a save photo. Fiddle. Great. Yeah, sorry, Worlds of Magic, who was George Edward Purdy, who worked on this, as well as Master of Orion in 2013. And it was released in 2015, so I may check that out. It's like $30 or something, and I'm really curious, kind of what the lead designer of those games, what sort of game that they would make in 2015. My Magic Island is gonna go probably chill. He's probably just chill there. I forget what patrol it is. I think it just puts him to sleep. Oh God. Stay your distance and I might not destroy you. I like these cute cat goblin gargoyle things we got going on here. Okay, I have no intention in messing with your stuff. She's got nomads, which is an interesting name for a race instead of a class, but she's not. Okay, so what can we do with this? She is uneasy with us. So this is neat. This gives us a quick glimpse, which you don't actually get very often, even in similar games now. Kind of a sense of what their kind of objective is. Like you can kind of get it in like the Civ games where, you know, you'll get reactions from Gandhi or whatever when you're doing stuff. He's like, well, I didn't appreciate you, you know, killing all those people. So you're like, okay, I get it. That's your tone. So here we can see she's aggressive and she wants to expand. Great. I have no intention in getting in her way currently. I just kind of want to explore her lands. So 2 mercenaries for hire, 200 gold. Is it 2 of these or? Sure, I'll hire some barbarian shaman. Oh, I see, 2 of the same kind. She has this temple, though, that she's not really doing much with, so just saying. Maybe I'll send the Send the magic cloud. This magic cloud is doing work, by the way. Wake up. Figure how to wake it up. Maybe, no? Another one here. So luckily you can these goddamn sprites are gonna ruin me in this game. I should probably be casting in a game called Master of Magic. I should probably be casting more spells. I'm gonna go ahead and say that very controversial statement. Right. The magic nodes. I don't think I've seen any of those yet. I just remembered about those. It's a nature node. So I actually want to do that. Sprite blink caused a micro seizure. Settle in, my friend, if you think that's bad. I made this. This thing always creeped me out, because, like, so at first, I thought, okay, so, like, when I was younger, I'm still not sure of its actual shape. I can't describe it, but it looked like it had that was a big head in its body. I'll make another one at some point and I'll show off. And that always kind of creeped me out, because I thought it was like a creepy, yeah, this Ghostbuster looking thing. Time after time, yes, there were repeated interactions with you. Sure, her cat gargoyles are red, so that means this is bad. So I guess we're at war now? Question mark. Hate. She hates me. Can't see Wizard today. That's on me. I should probably not be hanging out near her right now. Oh god, what did I do? No. I want you to go here. Thank you. So yeah, you can kind of queue. Yeah, we're gonna just leave then, because she's probably gonna come after me. You just fall asleep, please. Take our magic island and get out of here. Alright, I can only explore water. Alright. So this is gonna meld now. I forget what, I think that just basically gives me... Right, so there are the 5 magic types that are in the game. The WUBRG, or Magic the Gathering, white, blue, red, green, black. The one I didn't say. And you can meld with like magic nodes too. I'm guessing you can get boosts on that. Yeah, I know this is sparkling with magical delights. A phantom beast. I mean, sure. What's the... Oh god. Okay, but we're not in one of those goddamn nodes, so I should be able to cast a spell for once. What kind of spell you say that? I'm guessing these things are fairly resistant, because you can... Yeah, they're... Oh, that's actually all they are. They're very magical resistant. All the same. What can she do? These things are gonna murder me, aren't they? Yep. Bye. Hello. Also, it said a phantom beast. That was it. That was a lot more than a phantom beast in there. I'm just saying. Yeah, we're gonna continue seeing the world, and not. Okay, so let's check in on our cities. We need to grab this. The university's almost done. Dover, I want to How long will it take to make a shipyard? 20 turns. That's probably fine. Okay. Yeah, we should probably come grab my compatriots down there. Now that I've murdered all of them. Alright, let's put out some more units now that they're gonna be a little beefier. Maybe. Fighters Guild. Yeah, let's make a Fighters Guild while we're before we. Yeah, let's go back and fetch my barbarians. I should just do that. Tell the floating island, which, like I said, doing work. Wake up, get on the Magic Island. It's a shame I can't like send in the floating island into combat. That'd be pretty sweet. It's so damage resistant. Other things can we summon? Hellhounds. Let's make some Nagas. Why not? Everyone just chill here. It's my Naga. So what's going on with... Right, so there's... Yeah. You slowly cast spells per turn. I believe I'm diverting 9 points each turn to a spell. Here come the Nagas. Welcome. Alright, so everyone aboard the floating island. Let's go on some high adventures. I want to... So this place has had the sprites. I kind of want to go check out this temple too. I'm not really sure she's in a position to stop me. So I can, yeah, I'm a little further along than she is. Similar army strength. You did it. You made it. Let's make... I don't know. Sure. Let's work on our wizarding ways, as we said earlier. Oh no, we're draining gold though. That's probably fine. Alright, so... Everyone go check out this temple. Got 30 gold, not a problem. So... Oh, so she has 6... Oh, I should not be standing right next to this. Oh boy. She has 6 units garrison inside. Can I bring these guys home? Okay. Everything's fine. Great job, you guys. Make a ship. That'll take probably a while, but we'll make a ship for now. My floating island and I are gonna go have fun. So there also are like portals to the other plane, because there are 2 planes. There's the main kind of fantasy, standard fantasy looking plane. There's like looks like the Underdark from Forgotten Realms. It's all kind of purple rocks and yeah, it looks very magical, very spooky. I'm fine losing a little gold right now. I don't actually know exactly where all this is going. I don't know that I can. Right, you can. There's like this is a very basic level of taxation management. But I don't know, there is no way to see where all of my like an economy panel, which is unfortunate. But again, this was already doing so much that I certainly don't hold it against it. But so the real solution is to have these guys wander around until they die. Alright, so these are actually technically... So I should actually try and possess this because it's the kind of magic that I'm using. So let's go check it out. So, Phantom Warriors. Okay, well I think we might... Let's go check it out. Looks like, I mean, I already suspect these are going to be really hard to kill, but let's pump up the jams here. That might be too many jams. Sorcery nodes have, you can't do magic with sorcery nodes. That's kind of a bitch, actually. She's so good, Oh, okay. That not too bad in terms of. I might be able to range them out. I mean, I don't want them to. I might just be able to kite them a little bit. The shaman. I thought the shaman did range stuff. Is that not the case? I guess not. I thought they had. All right, well. Yeah, they cost me mana, so whatever. Get in there, Nagas. This might want my hero to die. Okay, fine. She'll back up the Nagas. Yeah, that was not a successful attack. Right away. Maybe the hero can do something. Yeah, well, she's almost dead. She needs to run away. Oh shit, I meant to move from... those knockers are gonna die. Yep. So, this is unfortunate. I could cast a goddamn spell, I'd be alright. Oh, that just counts as her attack. And she died. Welp. At least we're making gold again. Don't worry, I've learned how to... So, man, so going in on those sorcery nodes is just not a good idea. I kind of thought the magic disruption was a temporary thing or a chance thing, but it seems no. What do we want to do? Wind mastery. That seems pretty useful. We should probably try and bang out some of these. Floating island is sad. No one left to take. I mean, I guess I could be comparing attributes of the units before I send them in, which would be the smart thing to do. But that sounds like effort. No. Yeah, I should be doing that before actually engaging these things. I just thought maybe they wouldn't die so fast. I guess I assumed that they would maybe... I've been trained to assume that most units won't die instantly to everything that they come across. But that's more on me than the game, I suppose. That's a cool looking glowing building. This is 1994, yes. 94 is when Magic came out. Jack, also hello. Thank you for stopping by. Yeah, we're checking out one of our old friends from the DOS era of Master of Magic. "53 turns. Dear God. Okay, no. I thought I already made one of those. Animists Guild. Sure, let's mount some animals at some point. So Floating Island is sad. But yeah, it would be... It gives you all the information you need in terms of combat, but it's certainly on the user, the player, to put that to effect. Hoodwinks? Hoodwinks! That's a great verb. I haven't hoodwinked anything in... I can't remember how long it's been since I've hoodwinked something or someone. Hoodwinks all enemy wizards into liking the casting wizard. Each turn the spell is in effect. Religions are shifted by +1 divided point on a scale of 200 negative and positive. Hoodwink. My current wizard friend is troubled by me. Crossed swords indicate war. Okay, so she's at war with me. I'm also troubled by that, I'll be honest. We should cast more things, because those Nagas... You see, here, I'm a little troubled by this, and actually, I wonder if maybe it was a one-time thing. Let's make more Nagas. Because they didn't do a lot of... ranged. Jack asks if I have played Eodor. I don't think so. That name sounds kind of familiar. Masters of the Broken World. Oh, this thing. I have not played it. Yeah, I was saying earlier. So there's quite actually an interesting legacy of games that have tried to recapture this. There's games like so Stardock did attempted their own kind of strain of strain, makes it sound like it's virulent, but so Stardock did a game called Elemental War of Magic, and then that totally bombed. It was one of their biggest disasters, and that was actually... Stardock was having quite a heyday. I think that was... Let's get our dates right. That was like 2009, maybe? 2007? And Elemental had a ton of hype. I remember being super excited by Elemental because it had all the things I loved in Master of Magic with modern flair, and it was a train wreck. And then they did their Enchantress series. I think so. There was Enchantress, and then there was what came after Enchantress? I was just looking at this. Fallen Enchantress. Fallen Enchantress, and it had a standalone DLC, which ended up being the final version. They took off Fallen Enchantress from Steam. I still own it, but and it seems like Eodor, that Jack has mentioned, has also came out in the same time, 2013 or so. And then Worlds of Magic was kickstarted and released was kickstarted before, but released in 2015. Which actually has the original designer of Master of Magic and Master of Orion, and it has mixed reviews right now on Steam. 301, 41%, so not great. It's $25, so it might be worth looking at just to see kind of how it compares. But there's definitely been demand for a game like this to come up. Yeah. Jack, I had actually, there isn't necessarily a Master of Magic fan thread anywhere that I check every day. So my Master of Magic news is not my news gathering is not up to snuff. But I had no idea about Worlds of Magic, and the fact that it has so few reviews for being out for 3 years is kind of makes me think it was super under the radar. So yeah, I might maybe watch some videos of that and see if that's worth. There's any meat on that worth checking out. But yeah, so there's clearly demand for a modern game like this, and I would, I'm in that camp. I'm actually gonna read. I might do probably not on this stream. Maybe we'll do one tomorrow, kind of as a follow up to play some Fallen Enchantress and to kind of see what they were trying to bring over from the genre. Warlock, yeah, I forgot about Warlock. There's so many games like this. Also, the people who did, damn it, the people who did, I'm blanking. I'm gonna have to look this up now. Endless Legend, right? Endless Legend is another example of people who did Endless Space. Company name is escaping me. Amplitude, yeah. So Endless Legend is another similar, like Civ plus Magic, right? Is what I would awkwardly, clumsily call the genre. Endless Legend had some good ideas actually. There's some good pieces to Endless Legend. I like all of Amplitude's games just because they have so much nice UI polish and stuff. But I digress. So yeah, Jack says it's funny how much complexity has been lost in attempting to modernize. Yeah. Like there's already so much depth in this game, and from what I recall, in the ones that I played, including Fallen Enchantress, and I touched Warlock briefly. I think I own Warlock. We might need to do like a Master of Magic stream where I just play a bunch of games that tried to do this. That actually might be worth doing, to kind of compare them. But yeah, those I think leaned more heavily on the hero units that this does. This does hero units, and they have equipment slots and stuff. But I feel like the magic itself was a little less, because there's so many spells in Master of Magic between the 5 different flavors of magic that it's almost a shame. What do we want to focus on now? I don't really want to change. Let's work on an air elemental, I guess. That seems good. Wait, what was that? What did I actually end up clicking on? That's not what I chose, but okay. We have our boat. That's very exciting. Our boat can now wait for get the our little hamlet working on. But yeah, it's I mean there's definitely hasn't been a series that has that has So yeah, despite the description saying that these spit poison, they do not spit poison. They can poison up front, but they don't spit. I thought they had range. But get aboard the island. But yeah, there really hasn't been a series that has nailed recapturing what this game did. So I think we're gonna kind of ramp up our army production here because we keep throwing them away to these painful node fights here. So we can maybe take on. We won't spend too much more time because we kind of just want to glance. I would like to find one of the portals to the other plane so I can show off what that looks like. We can make it to horses. These seem better. Yeah, let's make some cavalry. I wish there was a way to, because the recruitment of heroes, as far as I understand, is uh, Jeff saying, so World of Magic team did exactly the same thing. If launch interested, release a game, make a better one, and then abandon the first one. Yeah, it's weird that Planar Conquest is where it's World of Magic 2.0. Let's take a look at that. Oh, I didn't even know this part. Okay, yeah, this is 26. Yeah, so you're now one step ahead of me in terms of the plot of this. I was not aware of Planar Conquest. Interesting. Also mixed. Also very few visibility. 40s and 50%. Came out in 2016. Man, if I had a bunch of just $20 cheaper than this previous version. Maybe by the same. So I'm guessing it might have this. It might have the designer on it. Because I guess the appeal of playing something like this is to have the. Because Worlds of Magic had the original designer on it. And it's interesting to be. I mean, curious real quick just to look up what. I mean, Worlds of Magic doesn't even have a wiki page, unfortunately. So clearly, these have not been roaring successes, for better or worse. No, that is okay. So, yeah, the legacy is absolutely fascinating for these games. Like, people keep trying apparently to make these damn things. Okay, we need to make some gold up here. Like one more cavalry, and then we'll work on some gold. Yeah, I was just looking at the Steam page for it, Jack, for Planar Conquest. Oh, it's $4 right now on Humble Bundle. That might be worth adding to our Master of Magic Legacy stream. Might have to do that. It is $4 right now. Okay. Yeah, we might do that actually. Inspired by Master of Magic. Okay. Yeah, I think we'll do that. Let's see if we can get ourselves to the other plane, and then maybe we'll kind of wrap it up. Just because I think we got a good. An actual game of me playing this will take a day of streaming to get anywhere with how I'm kind of fumbling here. So, so I can turn this into gold, and there's a way to make some money. Actually, I'm guessing the ship now has an upkeep as well, so I'm just kind of, yeah, it does. So I'm burning through gold now. But I'll say, at least in here, the recruitment of heroes always felt kind of strange, or mercenaries, that they just show up randomly. Like I lost my heroes to, I forget, I assume they were in a very brave battle, and they fought bravely, and it was very close, and they weren't murdered by sprites in the forest. You're just gonna kind of hope that you get mercenaries, or hope that you get alright, let's take these chumps. Let's do some I don't actually need the ship right now. I'm happy to trade magic points for that's 2 gold, that's fine. Let's try and find one of those portals, and maybe we'll call it here. But yeah, I think I will definitely do a... oh, we have a new visitor. Wizard visitor. I think. Who's... This is more of her. Well, maybe? Is this a neutral town? I Forget what happens if I just waltz in there. Hi. Okay, maybe I can just murder these people for their town. It's effective. Okay, so let's actually look at numbers here. So they do 3 damage. Have 2 armor. Okay, so this is the only kind of. I mean, it's very cool that all the information is here, and it's all in tooltips. Well, the equivalent of tooltips, but by right-clicking. Okay, so my cavalry should be able to. They get 5 versus their 2, and we do get kind of the point to the screen as if that's going to help. In the upper right, we do have the relevant information, so it's just a matter of comparing. So it's not too bad actually. So we can do 3 damage to them. They can do 1 to these guys. So okay, and these are a little beefier, but take a little less magic damage. So okay, we can bring up our horsemen to do some work here. It's just the animations are so fast. It just goes pop pop and it's over. Let's give them an eldritch weapon. It's a good adjective. I love eldritch as an adjective. Murder, murder, murder. No, I'll keep it. I have a city now. Okay, I guess so. That was neutral. That's why I was curious if it belonged to someone or not. But sweet. Okay. Nagas and cavalry hold the day. But we didn't come here to just come. Actually, I'll have them roam. All right, they're sleepy from their actions. I'll just have the island roam around on its own, just to explore the map a little bit. Have these chumps do the same. Also, I don't think that's where Utica is. I'd have to look at a map, but I'm pretty sure it's not in the middle of a fantasy forest. What are they working on right now? No. Actually, I could use the gold, so why don't you just keep doing that? Although gold is, yeah, so resource management is it's basic. It's a, it's not too complex. You're balancing, that's the civilization balance of food and production and gold, currency, income, with the extra level of magic that you also use to maintain magical things and cast spells. And technically, I guess I could do an Aura of Majesty. Let's hoodwink her. Let's start casting that very long spell just to make her like us in this shorter playthrough here. I just want to find one of those portals. I've learned a spell. That's not the one I actually wanted. Storm Giant sounds pretty cool. Yeah, so there's just... And I think one of the things that the games... I haven't played them all. The ones that are trying to maintain this legacy, but the ones... I've never really found one that had the depth of spells that this has. And again, this is just... I'm in these 2 colors now. Alright, we had trouble with bears before. We'll look... Okay. Oh god, sprites. Why did it have to be sprites? So I'm gonna send a massive anti-sprite firebolt. It's kind of effective. Murder these bears, or get murdered by those bears. We're gonna keep firebolting these goddamn sprites because I'm unable to throw spells at this time. Jack tried playing a game of Civ 6 last night and immediately lost interest when the AI typed me for no reason. Yeah, I definitely like everything about the Civ games for me that I enjoy usually doesn't involve the combat. Or not so the combat, but yeah. you want to feel like there's some level of diplomacy there, and I usually personally turn barbarians off because while I'm trying to get my bearings, just being suddenly attacked because they want you to have that conflict early. It's always felt bad to me. I really want to murder these sprites before they murder me. Okay, sweet. Yeah, like, I understand that you can't have a builder without conflict. That's just not how the genre works. There needs to be something looming overhead to make you not just get fat and lazy and unworried about the greater world. There needs to be some conflict to keep things spicy. But yeah, I like to spend all my time kind of building up my city, my technology, and this, that, and not really worrying and trying diplomacy. I feel like diplomacy is still a mechanic in games that is still underutilized, and not necessarily AI needs to be great, but just the breadth of it. Civ 6 does okay with diplomacy, but I still feel like that's something that could be done better in games. I got a wand, which is pretty sweet. I can put it here. I don't have anyone to wield it right now, so that's cool. Because only heroes can wield items. Only decent civ that does cool stuff is Alpha Centauri. Alpha Centauri is amazing. Everyone should play it. Let me add that to the list of things I want to stream. So Alpha Centauri is awesome, and they added the expansion to GOG recently, the past couple of years. So that would be awesome. So we're gonna roam around a little bit more. Hey, if we don't find a portal, we'll probably just go here shortly. I don't have enough units to really. I mean, the portal art isn't going to be out in the middle. See, now we have. Sure. Welcome aboard, I guess. So yeah. Yeah, that should be sufficient. I think we've. Yeah. So the only thing I wasn't really able to show was the other plane, but it's plays very similar. It just looks different. It's kind of the mid to end game where you find the portal. I think you can also build a portal to it in your town after some time. Yeah, no, I'm already kind of excited. Like, I would sit here and play through this and lose terribly, but yeah, I am actually now very curious what the legacy of Master of Magic is looking like. I think it'd be cool to kind of look at that. Maybe, yeah, I'll do a stream maybe tomorrow to that effect, because it's kind of a follow-up to this, and cover the ones that I have access to, which I have Fallen Enchantress. I believe I have Warlock. Yeah, I have Warlock, and I'll grab Planner Conquest for $4. It's not a bad deal. And we'll kind of see what those games look like, and maybe what's missing, or what itches still haven't been scratched in 2018 by games of this genre. So, but thanks everybody for checking out. I additionally might do a Slipgate shooter stream later tonight. See how we're feeling. We have a couple of secret levels left to tackle in Quake 1. Jack, yeah, I will definitely give a heads up. Probably be in the evening tomorrow night. Yeah, but I'll probably do some Quake stuff late tonight if anyone wants to come check that out. But thanks for everyone who came along for this short but I think interesting journey into Master of Magic, and it's opened us up something to explore some more tomorrow. So, as always, I appreciate everyone coming out, watching me do my thing, and look forward to doing some more in the very near future. So, talk to you guys later. Bye.